Here I've got a nice detailed scan of a building with some interesting architectural details. I'm going to show you how we can use the wall tool to set up a work plane that allows you to easily draft some of the architectural details. I'm having a look at the building from a different perspective, but I'll go back to top-down view just so you can see what we're doing. So here's the front part of the building, and that's the part that I wanted to demonstrate doing some drafting with. And a good way to set things up is to set up a slice, just to subdivide everything except for just the front of the building. So I'll do that in two steps. I'll use 2 points to orient a UCS relative to the front of the building, and that orients the y-axis pointing at right angles to the building. And then I can go into the clipping section and I can do a slice y-axis operation, and I'll pick just behind the building and I'll pick just in front of the building. Next, what I want to do is have a look at the front of the building again, and here's where I'm going to use the wall tool. So back into orientation, select wall. Now what this routine allows me to do is snap to a sample of a point on a part of the scan that represents a plane surface, and it has a smart routine that'll calculate where the plane is, and it'll place your UCS icon right on the plane. So now when I'm drafting, the coordinates 0, 0, 0 will be at the intersection of these icons. Now I'll align my view to the work plane, and so that turns things so that the z-axis is pointing directly toward my eye. And now I can draft on that work plane. So let's start a polyline, and I'll turn on ortho just to make it easy to snap through this. And I can zoom in and I can just pick by eye so that I'm working right on the work plane. Got a little bit of a curve across the top of the window, so I'll switch over to arcs. Pick a second point, turn off ortho for a moment, and a third point, switch back to lines, and ortho back on again. And I'll close my first window. Now I can save myself a lot of trouble by simply copying my window. Do a right click, do a copy, snap to the corner, and then pick where I'd like to create the new one. And it's in multiple copies. If I had more than 2 windows, I could keep on copying. I'll hit escape here. Now let's move down. Let's draft the lower window. Start the polyline command. Here's another curved window top. Switch over to arcs, turn off ortho, pick a second point, pick a third point, back to lines, ortho back on. Takes me down to the start, although I'm actually going to snap back to the beginning. And here's another window that I could copy. But while I'm in here, let's do this Rosetta at the top as well. First I'll draw an arc, and then I'll convert it to a circle. So I'll go over to the Draw menu. We'll do a 3-point arc. Turn off ortho. Right. Okay, and that's finished. And then when I go back to my circle choices, I've got a choice to convert an arc to a circle. Pick on my arc, and there's my circle. So I'll just turn things on the side so you can see how we're just drafting right in that work plane, right on the face of the wall. Makes it really easy.